I installed like 30 mods on the most dangerous and deadly mobs you've never seen before. And today I'm gonna find each one and lock them up in my super dangerous and epic zoo. And of course, I only got one life, because this is Minecraft hardcore. And not only did I spawn in some stinky savanna, savanna is seriously the worst biome in Minecraft. And while I was running around, a real crocodile straight up attacked me. Just one bite and I lost 4 hearts, bro. Bro, you roar super mighty and all, but maybe chill a bit? Since I had nothing and 0 resources, I figured it's better to just bury the croc. But don't worry, Bitey Beastie, I'll come back for you. But first, we gotta level up fast for like 15 hours, just so I can dig up a ton of different blocks. What? What was that? What? And finally build a huge frame where we're gonna lock up our deadliest mobs. And now I could get back to our croc. I already made him a spot, like a little chunk of mangrove swamp. Now I just gotta get the croc into his new home. Stuck there? Come on, side down. Oh. Got it. By the way, did you know this beast eats like 1,000 people a year in real life? But we locked him up, so he won't eat anyone now. All right, let me tell you my game plan. We got 31 cages for Minecraft's deadliest mobs. I split them into 3 categories, starting with kinda chill but still dangerous mobs like this croc, and ending with insane psychos. Meeting them is insta-death. Y'all probably know Minecraft has useless, fully peaceful zombie horses, but while I was fighting mobs at night, a real aggressive zombie pig attacked me. Piggy, why you look so green? I buried him too and quickly made him a spot in our zoo. Next morning I wanted to lock him up, but he burned in the sun. Yeah, I guess I didn't think that one through. So I had to make a quick trip to the nether to gather some soul sand. Then I started lining the zombie pig pen with it. Well, it might not look all that pretty, but at least the pig won't burn in the sun. I found a new zombie pig, and it turned out he had company, so I decided to pen them all up at once. And just like that, another mob was captured. By the way, the funny thing is that these zombie mobs on soul sand somehow don't burn in the sunlight. The very next day, I was just wandering through the forest when I saw her!
Ballerina cappuccina.
Oh no, don't tell me this brainrots flooded Minecraft! She wasn't dangerous, but the moment I hit her, someone else jumped in to defend her.
Cappuccino assassino!
And now this guy, he was the most perfect for our most dangerous zoo. Well, hey, at the very least, they need to be locked up for being hazardous to your brain cells. Because I don't know about you, but I've had tralaleo tralala stuck in my head for a whole month now. So I led this assassino straight into the zoo, gave him a cozy enclosure, which, if you ask me, looked kinda sick. Then I settled the assassino into his brand new home. By the way, the ballerina wasn't about to leave her little assassin, so she moved in with him. Well, just let them be. Let them have their fun. Later, I noticed my zombie animals had disappeared, and that's because I forgot to tag them with name tags, and they despawned. So I headed to the nearest village and started leveling up a librarian villager. Also that this cheeky guy would sell me name tags for 19 emeralds apiece. Are you out of your mind? Drop that price, dude. Yeah, why did I do that? Anyway, I caught new mobs and tagged them with name tags. This assassino, I swear. By the way, if you want me to lock up every last brainrot out there, let's hit, say, 10,000 likes on this video. And before we jump back in, I've got a big hardcore update for you. Now you can actually become a channel sponsor and unlock some exclusive perks. And hey, if you want to see your name pop up in my next videos, this is your chance to support the channel and join the crew. While I was running around the world, I stumbled upon a strange structure. It looked like a black well. So I got closer and some super angry fireflies just straight up attacked me. And when they died, they even burned the ground. They were seriously dangerous. So yeah, I trapped them in our zoo too. I broke down their fire pit and totally rebuilt it in the cage. I don't know how it happened. Like, I built the pit pretty solid, but I still got some extra stuff left over. And boom, another dangerous mob caught. Then I noticed my iron armor was kind of living its last best days. So I headed to the mine to grab diamonds for a new set. I was just chilling, looting the caves when suddenly, wait, what, who the heck are you? Whoa, some lava demon jumped me, throwing fireballs and leaving a fire trail everywhere. Barely survived, I dragged it up to the surface. I hooked it up with a nether leather-style cage with like a lava jacuzzi. Come on, dude, seriously, let's go. And like a minute later, it literally set the whole cage on fire. The next mob had been nearby the whole time, but I only spotted it right now. And yep, it was a giant elephant. If you think elephants are totally safe because they eat plants, dang, you're wrong. Piss this thing off and it can cause some serious trouble. In real life, about 600 people die from elephants every year. So I set up a little savanna spot for him, cheered him up with a fresh Mexican watermelon, and carefully led him to his new cave. All right, make yourself at home. Here, have another slice of watermelon. You all know bats, those harmless little mobs that just wander caves? They're probably the most useless mobs in Minecraft. Like, seriously, what do they even do? I was in the cave, and then a huge mutant bat attacked me. What? Wow! Dude, it seriously scared me, and it also hit me with a slowness effect. I tried to lure it out, but for some reason it got stuck in the cave, and it wouldn't come out at all. I thought maybe it's scared of the sun, because bats are like night creatures. So while it was daytime, I quickly built it a cage, which I try my best to make feel like a cave vibe. Then I used a lead to leash the bat and just dragged it into the cage in broad daylight like this, where I successfully tied it up, so this thing can never escape from here again. After that, I just trolled it for a few minutes. Yeah, super funny. Roaming through the Crimson Forest, I freaked out hard at what I saw. Is that like a walking mushroom or what? Whoa, dude, where did you even come from? But this thing didn't want to meet me, so it straight up attacked me with punches and even broke my helmet. So being the bait, I started leading it to the portal, and walking along the soul sand biome, some blue ghost attacked me. It was hitting me with blue fire, but in a cool way, so I decided to take it with me too. Though leading these two idiots was kinda hard, and getting them into the portal was even harder. Come on, get in there, you stupid creature. But after a lot of effort, I finally did it. So for the walking mushroom, I built this Crimson Forest biome where it could live, and for the ghost, I fully recreated the soul sand biome. Yo, dude, I hope you don't just burn up here by yourself. Next mob, I went to find the taiga biome, which first meant I had to find some sweet berries. And that's to lure a real brown bear, which loved to munch on stuff so much. I started luring it carefully, because if it attacked me, even my iron armor wouldn't save me. And with small lunch breaks, I still managed to drag it to our zoo. So I planted him a spruce tree, and of course some sweet berries too, and then we caught another mob, which I named Boog. But the next mob really scared me. Running through the savannah, I started noticing loot dropping from chickens, and that was kind of weird. I guess y'all know foxes attack chickens, but they didn't even spawn in the savannah. And just imagine my face when I saw this. Hey, dude, what? No, And it was a legit chupacabra, like the legend creature that attacks farm animals. But it didn't even hesitate to go after me, too. So, like, I bolted away from it, and I started building a cage for it just as scary and gross as the chupacabra itself. Oh, yeah, looks so nasty in real life. All that was left was to trap it in the cage, but man, that was super hard. Come on. Ooh, got it. Dang, it hit so hard. Catching a gross creature like that was actually scary. And remember, this is still just easy mobs. And just imagine how hard the tough ones are gonna be. Then I noticed there was a temple nearby in the jungle, so I decided to check it out. And when I got into the secret room, by the way, drop a comment if you knew how to get there before, poisonous snakes were already waiting for me and started fighting me instantly. I got trapped and almost died, but somehow I got out. Oh dang, I felt like Indiana Jones or whatever. So risking my health, I started putting these sneaky snakes one by one into a pre-built terrarium. But when I was putting in the last snake, I accidentally right-clicked it and it dropped as an item. And you could just place it and pick it up. Yeah, but of course I only found out about that trick at the last second. So yeah, that's my little snake pit. But the next mob turned out kind of funny. While I was going through a cave, I ran into a skeleton spawner. And just imagine my face when this happened while looting the chests. Wait, what? Huh? How much HP did he just take off of me? Whoa, that chest with a giant mouth almost straight up ate me. I figured a living chest counts as a mob, so I started dragging it to the surface. I decided to build its cage entirely out of chests, so like it has a place to hide. Just hope they don't start moving too. And when I was leading it, it almost bit me again. Oh, damn. By the way, it already camouflaged itself among the normal chests. Let's play a game. Try to guess which of these chests is alive and drop your guess in the comments. I'll drop a like on the comment with the right answer. Meanwhile, I ran off to catch our next mob. And this is one of the biggest cats on the planet and a super dangerous predator. Yeah, I'm talking about the king of all animals, the lion. He was on a date with 2 lionesses, so my crew wasn't exactly welcome. Meeting the lion almost ended really badly for me, but luckily I managed to escape. So I made a regular cage for him and added a little lake pool thing so he could drink water from it. And I crafted a shield to safely lure the lion into the cage. No, dude, relax. No, let me out. Yeah, no wonder they call him the king of the jungle. Check it out. He ate and zonked out. All right, the lion's caught, and that was the last of the easy mobs. Even though I called them easy, let me remind you, I almost died like 3 times catching them. Still, we've already locked down 14 of the deadliest mobs. Next up, we've got the more dangerous mid-level mobs. These are mobs that can straight up wreck me. So first, I decided to play it safe and craft myself some diamond armor. Also made an enchanted table and enchanted my gear to feel more confident. And now I was finally ready to go hunt the next mob. Took me ages to find it since it's super rare, but I finally spotted it. And it was this crazy testosterone skeleton with a shield and a massive hammer. And it hit me so hard I couldn't even move for a bit. It was so hard. Luring it took forever because it's super heavy and slow with all that armor. Bro, come on. You can go a bit faster. I even had to put it in a boat under a tree because it could just burn in the sun during the day. With that huge hammer, it kind of reminded me of a blacksmith. So I made it its own little forge in the cage. Lured it in at night and locked it up so it wouldn't burn during the day. And that was our first mid-tier mob caught. Next mob, well, you'll see. I'm just walking along, minding my own, and then I see this.
La vacca Saturno Saturnita.
Another brain rot. And when I got close... What the heck? Oh, damn! How do I stop this? Ow! It started spinning me around like crazy, throwing me all over. It nearly killed me. Honestly, hard to even explain what just happened. So I just made a rainbow cage matching its style. And with insane effort, got it in there. Phew, hope no more brain rots in this vid. Yeah, no more. I had no idea what was coming next. Next mob sent me back to the Crimson Forest. And it was the nether mosquito that immediately tried to latch onto me, but I blocked it with my shield. I tried to drag it along, but then another mosquito stuck to me. And then a piglin joined in as number 3. How do you guys annoy me this much? Leave me alone. At first I tried dragging it on a lead, but then it broke free and latched onto me again. Why even bother with that lead if he's already flying fine behind me? So yeah, I got him to the portal and went to set up his cage. With Silk Touch, I could make the Crimson Forest biome look way more accurate, so I tied the mosquito to the fence and another mob got caught. By the way, if you didn't know, mosquitoes are number 1 on the list of animals that kill the most people. Just think about it. That's almost 1 million people a year. Anyway, for the next mob, I headed into the mountains to find one cool structure. Oh, no. And like an hour later, I actually found it. It was an icy cave, and get this, a real yeti lived there. He got kind of mad that I showed up uninvited, flailing his arms and not letting me check out his place properly. So I had to drag him outside, where I tried digging some snow for his cage, but he didn't like that either, and he knocked off 5 of my hearts. I started taking him to the zoo where I built him almost the same cave, just made of snow. Come on, get in here. Oh. Whew, hope it's not too hot in here for him. Then while running around the world, I found a really cool building. Looks like a church, but dark and super creepy. And inside there were like these big beefy knights just hanging out. Yo, guys, chill. Chill. When they hit you, they put some damn cursed bark on you, and I didn't even know what it did yet. I beat up 3 extra knights and left just 1, and started taking him to our zoo. And while I was walking him, this happened. What the heck? Who are you guys? Who even are you? Turns out that cursed Mark summoned these spooky ghosts. So I had to fight them off for a bit. And after dealing with the ghosts, I finally got the knight to the zoo. So I started building this super scary, creepy, mysterious tower for him. And yeah, that's it. We locked up the knight. Oh, by the way, from the other knights, I got some weird dark metal. No clue what it is, but maybe I'll make something useful with it later. Then I went after the next mob in this lush cave biome, because in this biome lives this super dangerous creature. No, dude, chill. Whoa. What the heck? This pile of moss and amethyst was jumping like the Hulk and hitting so hard, I literally almost died. Yo, what did I even run into? Azalea, dang it. Later I found out this crazy thing's name was Leafly, and yeah, it was seriously dangerous. So I built a cage for it out of moss and amethyst, and with a ton of effort, I finally lured it in. And I was scared it would even jump out, but luckily, the cage was tall enough. Next mob, I gotta head to the end. But first, to be safe, I crafted a bunch of beds and spent some time bombing the nether to eventually craft my netherite armor. So I grabbed a ton of cobblestone, you'll see why later, found the stronghold, beat the dragon, then headed to the far end islands. And as soon as I landed, some crazy enderman started shooting at me. He was firing these insanely strong lasers that even went through my shield and froze me. But I still managed to get him in a boat and block myself from his lasers. To move him to the central end portal, I had to build manually all the way there. Hope you guys drop a like for all my hard work. Moving him was insanely hard because he didn't stop shooting for even a second. And he even broke my shield so I could only rely on my netherite armor. But I still got him to the portal and lured him into a cage, which I built in the style of an end town. And luckily it can't teleport, so it ain't busting out of the cage. But the next mob, I totally shit my pants. Suddenly I noticed my sheep in the pen just straight up gone. There was loot scattered in their pen, and then I saw like 2 dots floating in the air, kind of like a pair of white eyes, and then they started running at me. What what is this? What the heck is that? No, where are the blocks? Dang, yikes. I almost died, and I didn't even know what hit me. And since it wasn't backing off, I had to risk running to the chest with the boat. And finally, I snagged this, who knows what. And when I tried hitting it once, the monster became visible. Whoa, holy smokes, now I get why you were hiding. So scary, huge, and even had a skull. Later I read on the mod page it's called a nightmare stalker. Pretty fitting name if you ask me. This nightmare thing seriously needed to be caged. So I built in a nightmare cage too. And I started leading it in. Oh man, help, it's chasing me. Hell, why'd I even make these hatches? Come on, go in there. Whoa. Yeah, what a beast. Hope it doesn't escape. For the next mob, I grabbed a bone, soul sand, and a diamond, and went searching for one super cool biome. After an hour of looking, I finally found it. It was an enchanted forest with these super cool magical floating lights. And I had to find this altar. It had a super creepy deer skull and a sacrificial thingy. I put all my stuff in it and basically started summoning the next mob. And it was a giant bone deer. It immediately charged me with its antlers. It hit me and set me on fire and kicked me in the ass. And it took me forever to get it to the zoo because in the daytime it just froze in place and wouldn't move at all. So we could only walk at night, but in the end I still managed to lock it up in a cage. I built it ahead of time to match the vibe of that magical forest. By the way, during the day it literally looks like a statue. And to find the next mob, I had to go underground. While wandering around, I found this cave that was completely stuffed with redstone. Dang, this is like some redstone paradise. Inside, there was already a local golem guard waiting for me, who instantly yeeted me out of that cave. He kept tossing mines under my feet that blew up if you stepped on them. So yeah, he was acting super aggressive. At that point, I thought getting a big dude like that out of there was basically impossible, but I still came up with a plan, so I started digging a tunnel. Nearly broke my diamond pickaxe on it, but put soul sand at the bottom and poured water on top. All I had left to do was to lure the golem into my bubble elevator, and after one more hit from him, we both went up in the bubbles to the surface, where I already had a spot ready with all the redstone I stole from his cave. And the next mob was so gross, my mouse literally slipped out of my hand. In a dripstone cave, this massive centipede attacked me. Oh crap! And then it summoned another smaller but just as nasty centipede. With that wither effect it had, it really wrecked me good. It was super fast, mega dangerous, and just insanely nasty. And that little one could even climb walls. Ew, get off me. So I just barely managed to drag it into the cage, and hope it never gets out. And that was our last mid-tier super deadly mob, which means it's time to move on to the hard mob category. And these are mobs where meeting one is like 100% you're dead. So first I need armor that's even stronger than netherite. And luckily you can actually make this from dark metal that drops from those dark nights. So yeah, I spent a while just beating the life out of these dudes, and once I had enough dark materials, I crafted myself this very sexy outfit. Oh wow, nah, this armor looks totally OP. Only thing is, you can't see my face. Don't worry, I'm still Caster. And the first hard mob I ran into was, okay, don't laugh,
Bombardiro crocodilo.
let me tell you, this thing hit like insanely hard. Whoa, yo, what the? I tried putting it on elite, but it broke off and now I had literally no clue how to catch it. So I went back home, crafted some rails, and tried shoving it into a minecart. But no matter how many times I tried, and even after like 100 tries, I still couldn't catch it. I was already losing hope, but then I just started clicking around and somehow I ended up riding it. How was I even supposed to know you could ride this thing? Turns out you can not only fly it, but also drop bombs from it. But that's not what we're here for right now. So I flew just straight to our zoo, no cap. And with some quick moves, I locked the croc inside a glass cage. Well, dang, yo. Yeah, dude, what? You thought I didn't know you can't break glass? Then for the next mob, I went to a creepy graveyard. Not even kidding. The second I got there, it went all dark and it started raining. Wait, what the? Oh, just a regular skeleton. A little further in, I spotted our next hard mob. And it was this big, scary, gravekeeper looking dude. So in this mod, he's called the Missionary. And his main attack, that dude could straight up blast lightning at you. And also slap you with that wither effect. My OP dark armor couldn't even tank his hits, and he chunked my HP so bad I legit almost died. Oh, and he also spawns these tiny skeletons. So while I was dragging him, I had to keep healing non-stop. But nope, he just kept zapping me and summoning all sorts of mobs. After a ton of work, we finally got to the zoo, where I made him this super vibey graveyard, and finally locked up this grave dude with everything he spawned. But the next mob, oh, you're not finding it that easy. So I went hunting for a village, because this thing loves terrorizing villagers at night and eating them. I waited for a few nights, but it just wouldn't spawn. And finally it showed up. Meet the Devourer. This massive white beast that honestly kind of looks like an alien. I get close and it just charges me. Then when I smack it once, it opens up this huge creepy mouth. Bro, at least brush your teeth. Your breath is straight up nasty. And then it starts spitting poison, which even got through my shield. Dragging this thing was actually scary because it was crazy fast and chopped super hard. So yeah, I was literally running and not looking back. And when it started spitting acid, all I could do was pray it didn't hit me. Luckily, I made it to the zoo alive and even locked this toxic dude in his cage. Now shut that big mouth. All toxic dudes belong in the isolation cell. Bye. Now I've got a really important question for you. You scared of spiders in Minecraft?
Oh my god, bro.
No, not like even a little? Yeah, okay. Then how about this giant mutant spider, which is like 100 times scarier and more dangerous than regular spiders. And it's like almost impossible to run from, because imagine it can walk on water too. Dude, what are you, Jesus or something? Spiders don't walk on water. Get down from there. While I was catching my breath underwater, I started thinking how to get it to our zoo. And nothing came to mind except running in short bursts on land to grab some wood so I could eventually craft a boat, because the boat was still fast enough to escape it. If I tried running on land, I'd have zero chance. Lucky for me, I built the zoo pretty close to the water so I could just boat over. All I had to do was sprint to the zoo super fast so the spider couldn't grab me. If I'd stayed 1 second longer, I'd be toast. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, oh, I made it. Damn, it is so creepy, but good thing the cage is built so it'll never get out. By the way, do you get scared of spiders in real life? Comment below. The next mob I ran into was at night, high up in the mountains. I was just walking, minding my own business, when suddenly... Whoa, dude, what the heck was that? A massive roar hit, and this creature that looked like a real demon attacked me. Its super loud scream even blinded me, and its crazy hits had this effect that blocked health regen. And hits while jumping even blocked my shield. Oh man, what kind of demon are you? Oh god, just let me run. I tried grabbing blocks and hiding on a pillar, but this punk knocked me off. I seriously started thinking this is the last day of my hardcore survival. I managed to hide under a small tree where it couldn't reach me, and I stayed there till morning, and apparently in the sun it freezes and stops moving. So I had a bit of time to think how to get it to our zoo, but it didn't want to get in the boat or even go in water. Last hope was a lead, and guess what? It actually worked. Yeah, it looks super dumb, but who cares? It works. By the time I got to the zoo, the sun was already starting to set, so I rushed and threw it into the cage and closed it up. And just when I was climbing out, it woke up. Hey, chill, don't freak out. Hope this cage holds. Congrats to us, because that's the last hard mob done. We already got a bunch of dangerous mobs, but we still got the last one. The most dangerous mob, which I put into its own crazy category. It's the monster from the movie The Ritual, and like the mod page says, it's super brutal. But the thing is, you don't just run into it. First, you gotta get to the so-called bad aura. So I started wrecking the villagers' village, but don't do that, it's super bad, never do that. I started roaming the world, waiting for it to come punish me, and when I found the dark forest biome, this happened. The hypnosis had me frozen for a while, and when I thought I got away, it still found me. What? No, what the? Get your hoof off of me! With insane effort, I got out of its stinky hoof and was left with 2 hearts. So I started sprinting like crazy, but outside the forest, it ran even faster. I managed to dodge onto a tree, but not for long, because this beast can climb trees too. And even though it almost killed me again, I was already pretty close to my zoo. I've never been so hyped to get home. Even getting it back in the cage was super risky. Woof! Barely made that jump. It didn't burn in lava, but it slowed way down. So I put on my elytra and flew out of that cage. Well, not so tough now, huh? And congrats, guys, because we finally got it. So now we've caged all the most dangerous mobs in Minecraft. Make sure to drop a like on this vid and comment which mobs I should trap next. That's it. This was Caster. Peace out, everyone.